All right, I had to go to a different deal to show you this because for some reason my computer crashed and the other video didn't work, and I already clicked this welcome email button on the other checklist that we made. So the welcome email will disappear. This button will disappear once you send it. This welcome email is used to introduce Seamlist and the checklist to your client. So it'll auto-populate your client's info here. And then you could just have to put a subject like welcome to Seamlist or congrats, you're under contract. And then you click send, and that'll send that email with a link with the checklist as well. This button will then disappear once it's sent. So that's the first thing you probably would want to do is just introduce them to the checklist. Obviously, you have all your key dates, your price info, event information here. I'm going to go back to the other deal that we created first. So it was client. And as you see here, that inspection date that we put in when we created the checklist, populated. You can also have the deal template there. You also have a send update button, so you could send this checklist with the link to anybody, maybe a lender. You can send it to your client too if you don't have auto emails set up. You just want to do it manually. But to send an auto email, you can mark this complete and it won't send an email because we don't have the auto emails. Pretty much we don't have the safety off. We have a little safety feature here just in case you accidentally click this and you don't want to send the email. But if we click this, now this auto email is ready to send when the milestone's marked complete. So as we click this now, it says sending email, and we can click anywhere to cancel. So we canceled that send. If you don't want to cancel it, you just wait until it says sent, which it takes 5 seconds. Other features of this checklist, you can also add new milestones to an existing checklist. This will not change your template. This is just independent for this checklist. So we could say test milestone. We could do it based on automation if we want. So we could do 1 day, before the inspection period end date, if it's maybe, I don't know, negotiating a certain repair, if we want to make sure we don't forget about it, or it could be anything. This is where you would add a new milestone. And then that new milestone is right here, and it automated the due date. So you can also edit milestones. So if you want to edit the due date, this is editing the reminder, but you could also just override the automation, which means you're going to make the due date static and you're just going to pick and change that due date. So if we hit save there and then close, it changed that due date to the 28th. So yeah, another thing would be notes. So you and your client can communicate via notes as you send messages. The client gets this now. We'll see this when they open the checklist. There'll be like a red bubble for them and they can click and read that and then respond, and you'll get a red bubble as well. You'll also get a notification on your dashboard that you have a new message. And we'll go over that in a future video when we cover the dashboard. And I believe that's really everything. You can also edit this text while in your checklist. You can add new text as well. And you can also add video if you want to add a video explaining. You can do that in templates as well. You can add video instead of text for your drop downs. But yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward, everything that you see here. One thing that I forgot to mention when adding a new milestone, you can also, if you don't do a due date automation, if you just want to select a due date, you can come in here and just hit, this is due on the 25th, and you can also make it an event. So making it an event, it'll appear on your dashboard in events. So that's what these events like walkthroughs or inspections or appraisals, those appear on your dashboard under events. So if you wanted to add something like septic inspection. Here in Florida, we have septics. If you're out of state, you might not, but we can click that and it'll add an event here called septic inspection, and it will also add the septic inspection milestone as well. So you also can just come in here and add the event by itself, but if there's anything on the milestones that you want to also make an event, you could do it that way and create that. So you can add a new event here as well and just do it that way. You can also come and delete this if you made a mistake. I also forgot to mention that these dates, the key dates, will still affect your due date. So if a closing date changes and you have these milestones that are based on the closing date, the due dates are based on those closing dates or on that closing date. If you change the closing date, you'll notice that so say you had to extend a deal, the closing date changes and it updates the key dates and events to reflect that template still. So we had those set for 1 day. This one, for example, was set 1 day before the closing date. This was 10/29 and now it's 11/5 because we changed the closing date to 11/6. So that's another cool feature. If key dates change, which we all know that they do pretty frequently, you can easily update your checklist.